9 animals that only live in Galapagos Island. But before we learning about this session, subscribe this channel and don't forget to turn on the bell buttons. Thanks. Happy watching. When Charles Darwin first arrived in the Galapagos, he wasn't sure what he had found. He had sailed on the HMS Beagle for over 4 years before arriving on this volcanic island, and he had seen some incredible sights along the way. Once in the Galapagos, he encountered an extraordinary diversity of animals, a diversity that made him wonder how some animals could look so similar and yet be so different when looked at in detail. Darwin's later writings on this subject gave birth to the concepts of natural selection and evolution as we know them today. Today, visitors to the Galapagos can still see the same animals that Charles Darwin saw, including 9 animals you won't find anywhere else but in the Galapagos Islands. Number 1. Galapagos Island iguanas. Charles Darwin offered no explanation to describe the typical iguana from the Galapagos as an ugly animal, with a yellowish-orange below. Number 2. The marine iguana is probably one of the strangest creatures in the Galapagos. The marine iguana is unique among modern animal species in that it can live both on land and in the sea and can dive to depths of up to 30 feet. Number 3. Galapagos giant tortoise. This is probably one of the turtles that can beat the rabbit. Giant tortoises certainly aren't fast, but they live much longer than any other vertebrate on Earth, with an average age of over 100 years. Giant tortoises inhabit most of the Galapagos Islands, and different populations show slight variations in the size and shape of their shells. This was an important clue for Darwin when he formulated his theory of natural selection. Number 4. Darwin's finches. Darwin's finches actually refer to 15 different species of small birds, each featuring the same body type and coloration but with very different beaks. Different beaks evolved over thousands of years, as populations of finches adapted to their food sources. These birds gave Darwin the momentum to begin his research into natural selection and evolution. Number 5. Frigate bird. This bird has a tiny body with large wings, and frigates can fly for days and even weeks. They are clumsy on the ground and really need a good head start to get airborne. Frigate birds are often used as a marker of changing weather, so a sudden surge of frigates can be a sign that a storm is coming. These nomadic birds will traverse vast expanses of oceans in search of food, but they are affectionate parents, frigates laying a single egg each breeding season, causing monogamous parents to care for their young longer than any other bird species. Number 6. Blue-footed boobies. The name booby comes from the Spanish word bobo, which means clown. Because the vast distance from the Pacific Ocean offers the Galapagos boobies a buffer zone from many predators, blue-footed boobies have spent their time developing elaborate courtship rituals in which the male dances to attract the female. Number 7. Pigeon that can't fly. This bird must have presented a challenge to Darwin. The flightless pigeon is one of the endemic animals of the Galapagos Islands. Like other animals on the archipelago, these birds evolved in an isolated area and without interference from natural predators. With so much food and no predators to force its escape, why fly? Now they number just under 2,000, making them one of the rarest birds in the world. Number 8. Sally Lightfoot crabs. Sally Lightfoot crab is one of the most colorful inhabitants of the Galapagos. They are also perhaps the most agile, jumping at the first sight of danger and moving much faster than most other crabs in the world. Number 9. Waved albatross. Waved albatross divide their time between the coasts of South America, where they hunt for food, and the Galapagos, where they return each year to breed. Waved albatross can fly for hours thanks to a phenomenon known as dynamic soaring. Their large wings and slender bodies forced them to find suitable launch pads on the coastal cliffs. But once they were in the air, while they are in the Galapagos, the waved albatross engages in an interesting mating ritual where they will mimic each other's bobs, screeches and nuzzles. But unlike other birds in the Galapagos, the waved albatross seeks a mate for life. With less than 35,000 individuals left in the wild, it's pretty hard to spot unless you're in the Galapagos. So, those are 9 endemic animals that only live in the Galapagos Islands. Which animal do you think is the most interesting?